welcome your faces back to Arena 51. It's um just getting confirmation. Yes, I think we can be heard. And that's funny. We made a solution to one problem and created another, but that's fine. We
That's
move
classic.
on. That's classic A51, but we'll just have to put up with the other issue we thought we solved, and at least we learn, right? We're learning.
No, we don't. That's the problem, Gio. We don't learn. These things keep happening.
You know how it is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah,
But
that is how it goes.
well, speaking of, that's how it's been going for Overwatch 2, of course. Some queue issues and server connection issues that many people, including myself, have been having, including, I was in a comp game, half the lobby disappeared all of a sudden. So, Overwatch 2 servers, not in a stable state at the moment.
No, but I mean, what can you expect? They're a small indie company. You're not going to get everything right off the bat. This is how it is.
Yeah. You got to give them credit where credit's due. They don't have any other big names under their belt. Small
I mean,
time.
it's not like they sacked off their other game for 4 years just so they can make this one right. Not like that happened. Only for these problems to exist on launch.
Oh well. That is why we had a farewell to one game. That was more of a goodbye than a hello. But we're slowly getting there. Player by player is making it into this one. How much do you know of the current Overwatch 2 meta?
I'm not not much, because I'm not entirely sure how much of the meta has really been made as of yet. I know there was plenty of the experience during the betas and all that, and obviously Overwatch League's been playing on Overwatch 2 for quite a while now. So I don't know where these teams are going to try and go on these maps based off of what they're doing in the Overwatch League, or if they're going to be coming up with their own different strats, or maybe even try and carry some things over from Overwatch 1. No, the meta is not only Junkrat. Don't even start.
It could be. You never know. These players could be coming out of stuff. I'm expecting that we see a lot of different compositions, because we're still in that kind of playful stage of the game where we've not really figured things out. Although, what I have found in my games, at least as a tank player, so I would start as my strong hero. So if it was Brawl, I'd start as Rhine. But I'd find I need to switch to Zarya eventually, because Zarya's damage output is so high. But with Dive, it would be I'd start as Monkey, and then feel I need to switch to Diva once they start to counterpick me with like a Reaper or whatever. So I feel like Diva Zarya then maybe is a more meta choice right now. We won't see what these teams play. They're a little bit higher level than I am, I think, at the moment. I'm not ranked. I don't know if they're ranked.
I mean, do you think they've been able to play that many games?
True.
No.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I feel like now more than ever the tank meta. I mean, it feels like any tank can really be viable. Like even like I keep mentioning Overwatch League, they've seen pretty much every tank has seen play in some regard. So I think it's like it's all kind of up in the air. Teams are still trying to figure out what's top tier and what's not as good. But I think you're right. Zarya does seem to be a pretty strong pick. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see quite a bit of it in this scrim today. But these the team, especially the A51 teams, they're always up to something. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had some sort of sneaky strat.
Yeah, especially we are witnessing the GigaChads today, the A51 team GigaChads. Teams are still finding their way in Overwatch 2, obviously, if they've even been able to play it. There's a new ranking system. Gone is SR. It's no longer a 3.7k scrim. It's a Masters division. I guess that would be 3 to 5 ish. Division 4, maybe? I don't know. New way of doing things. It's a whole new game, truly.
Yep. Well, in essence.
I don't know what the updated stats are, but if I recall both these teams correctly, I think Tweezy Glacial do have the advantage. I think they're the big dogs in this scrim. It's a bit of a friendly between them because they know each other. Llama is their manager for GigaChads, and Llama is a player for Too Easy Glacial. So the two teams here are close to each other today.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just based off Overwatch 1 rankings, as has been a well-documented problem on the Discord. Many people maybe not doing so well in Overwatch 2 as they were in Overwatch 1. So
yeah. There has been a soft reset in a way, so lots of people are finding themselves lower ranked, and some people aren't happy. Some people deserve it. So you know what? I'll put up with the whinging of some of them because it's whoa, why is there 3 people here right now? There's only meant to be 2.
So have you had any of those problems, Gio? Any people too high ranked for your games?
Well, I have a bit of a hot take.
Okay, here we go.
I think at most, I don't know what the average is yet, but a lot of tanks in Overwatch 1 got away with being the rank they are because the other tank did the work. Now, I'm not saying
okay.
anything in particular, I'm just saying that I found in Overwatch 2 that the tank is either competent in creating space or completely incompetent and plays like a DPS. I think the tank role has really, there's a lot of pressure on it. I enjoy it a whole lot more than I did in Overwatch 1, which is why I'm excited about it. But yeah, I think the players that got away with a lot playing Roadhog into a dive, they are not doing very hot in Overwatch 2, and it brings me so much evil joy.
Well, that's I didn't think when I asked that question that you were gonna unload on potentially half of all tanks.
Yeah,
tank
that's
players.
that's a call out. That's a shout out. Half of all tank players, you're boosted.
That's the thing, right? You didn't explicitly say which half either. So
Yeah.
they might all think, is he talking about me? So you might have actually just defended all of them.
If you don't know, then yes, I'm talking about you. Oh boy.
Oh, there you have it.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. So there is a new hero, Kiriko. Not in comp, so I don't know if the players today are going to play Kiriko. They might, because it's a bit of a friendly, so they might see how Kiriko works in organized play, and I think that would be nice to see. Very high DPS, but it is a high skill floor. So, Barry Bronzebrain isn't going to come on and start, kicking ass as Greco, right? You need to be quite skilled.
You don't know.
Maybe luck exists. Luck is a stat in this world, I guess.
Yeah, no, you're right. But Barry Bonds' brain may be the luckiest person in existence. You never know.
Yeah, Lucky Larry.
I
That's his
mean, just
middle
think about
name.
it. Just think about it. Half the tanks in the server are playing at a rank higher than they're supposed to be at. So
Mm,
I mean, you never know.
that is true. I mean, obviously, in a scrim team, it's less likely that half the tanks are boosted because
Well,
it's
well,
less likely.
yeah, but not unlikely.
True, it's not unlikely. But like, for example, Alpha Centauri, you hear a lot about Creed, yeah, but Trix has been on the team for as long as Fabius, etc. And Trix is an outstanding off tank. So Alpha Centauri, they have two good tanks, for example.
So does that mean, are you trying to imply that maybe a team like Baiters or something would have no good tanks? Is that your implication
You
here?
are the one bringing up teams here.
Well, you
Bears
brought
are
up Alpha Centauri.
okay. Well, I brought sure, but if you want to bring
Well,
up Bears, Bears
it's a
have been
lot.
playing a lot of different roles in the last couple months. Like they've been playing like lots of role swaps and stuff. So I think they're going to be quite a versatile team. It's kind of hard to pin down who the tank is in Baiters, I think, unless they've decided on that.
Well, I'm not trying to target Baiters specifically. They're just the first team that came to my mind. But the law of averages dictates that if it's a team like Alpha Centauri has two good tanks, that means there is a team in in A51 that has no good tanks.
I'm okay. I'm not saying there's a team that has no good tanks.
But you're implying that there is.
I'm saying that less than 50% of the tanks in the scrim teams are boosted,
Okay.
but 50% of all tanks are boosted.
Okay.
That's how I'm like laying
Right.
my take. So
Okay.
yes, I am
But it's a
saying
non-0%.
yes, I am saying some tanks in A51 are bad.
Okay.
I'm not saying who or an
Okay.
exact amount. I'm
Okay.
just saying
hmm
that some are good and some are not good.
Okay.
Is my political take.
Right. I just want to. I don't want any of your comments to be taken out of context. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
We wouldn't want that to happen.
no, we wouldn't want to. I mean,
No. We want you to dig this hole yourself.
yeah, of course. I
Yeah.
mean,
Here's a shovel. Okay, so there you go. Tao is saying GigaChads don't have any good tanks. There you go. There's the law of averages then.
well, that's mean, but
I didn't say it.
we'll find out today because
Yeah, there you go.
there is a lot of pressure on the tank roll. That's why some people don't like it. Those people, they need to. I'm really in a
Support.
mean mood today, but they need to get with the program or pick DPS because, like, yes, there's a lot more pressure on the tank, but it is so much more fun. And it feels so much more dynamic. But you know, I haven't casted enough Overwatch to myself to say if one tank is 150% and the other tank is the other 50%, if that means that therefore the scrim is over before it starts, I don't know. We'll find
I
that
mean,
out.
there's always a chance that both of them are on one side of the 50%.
If both tanks are dog, then that equals out.
You didn't have to go straight for that one. There's a chance that both tanks are not boosted.
If both tanks are great, then that's awesome, right?
Uh-huh.
But that
But
also cancels each other out.
we've already received information that the GigaChads don't have a good tank. So
Well, that's information from an opinion, I would say. Oh, okay. All this
here we
talk
go.
about tanks, yeah. So this is our first Rhine 1v1 with the new Rhine, of course, double fire strike, and oh, there goes Llama.
Yep.
Immediately getting that shatter off. So we're gonna find out. I don't believe.
How do we factor this into our calculations about the good and bad tanks?
See, like a Ryan 1v1 is it's nice, it's fun, but it doesn't show you who's the better tank.
I mean, I don't
You
know.
know?
Llama might just work through the entirety of everyone in this lobby.
Yeah, well, Llama is a tank. Llama is a very good tank player, so I'm not surprised that we're witnessing such domination here. Llama is on the 50% that is not boosted for sure.
Oh, oh, that's cheap.
Oh, that was quite cheap, but I think that
Are you ready?
means, therefore, henceforth, we are ready to possibly play the video game.
Wow, incredible! And we're
Maybe.
of course they're showing the Zhang Tower.
Yeah, it looks like we're ready. Okay,
Right.
folks, Overwatch 2. We waited just like everyone has had to wait to play the game. We've had to wait to watch the game. And I think that is normal enough. As we will be swinging into SCRIM Tower.
This is my first time with this new. Look at that.
Yeah,
Right there.
it's over there. It's over there.
Over there, Gio. Okay.
Yeah, so I know. I get confused. You know,
This is my first time casting with this new layout. How cool is that? Huh?
that is pretty funky. It is pretty funky. I do like it. It is fun. But Li Zhang. So obviously Li Zhang offers different kind of compositions with the different maps. As we go into our first map, which is going to be which is going to be Day Market, I guess.
It's gonna take a while to remember these different changes now.
Yeah, Day Market. I mean, but I like. Okay, I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
I like the nighttime. I think nighttime aesthetic is very nice. I don't like when they change things. I thought the moon on Lijiang Gardens was beautiful, but you know, I guess we're out touching grass right now.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that they stopped updating Overwatch just to turn Lijiang from night to day. That's how they did. You know, it's a bit crazy, right?
Okay, so Sue is the tank for GigaChads.
Yep. Does look like that.
So Sue's the one that said that the GigaChads don't have any good tank, or is that Suzy Glacial? Wait, no, that's Suzy Glacial. Or is it? I don't know.
You know,
No,
you
I'm pretty sure Suzy Glacial is on the left. Yes, because I know Carve is Glacial. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm utilizing my expanded brain knowledge of the Scrim community here.
Gio is manifesting the changes in the scoreboard with his superior Scrim knowledge.
I am coalescing that, but look at these compositions.
Yeah, so there's the Zarya that we were talking about. And on the other side, we have the Wrecking Ball. We'll see how these go. Is Llama already getting a pick on the Grizzly?
Ooh. Yep, that's going to be a bit of a trade there. Kipsus is taken out of it by silence, but Llama continuing to get value here on the ball. Seemingly still meta, despite the fact that it's a completely different game, but hey ho. I'm not going to complain too hard. Spitteroonie coming out from Llama, going to get out pretty much scot-free. A lot less CC in Overwatch 2.
Yep, which means, you know, a character like Wrecking Ball, whose only real counter was to be hard CC'd and then burst down, it's a lot more free access to just swing through the entire enemy team without any real punishment.
Oh,
got one.
Yeah, there goes the sojourn of Grizzly.
In return.
But Rage getting that boop back there, which a very good support here, coming out with 2 picks for the side of the GigaChads.
Yep, nice early back and forth. Llama maybe getting a bit too far ahead of themselves there. Tried to go for a nice little highway play, but gets caught out. As Silence goes in 1v5 and gets a pick. How did that happen?
Gonna trade out for it though. No Genjis on the board here. This is gonna allow Too Easy Glacial to push in here. Kips us in a lot of pressure. Gonna get taken out there. Dutch Bagel coming up big for the side of Too Easy Glacial. Just on that support role, getting those eliminations there. You love to see it. Carve going to finish up Grizzly there. Pretty much this is secured here for Too Easy Glacial. But the players on GigaChads aren't giving up too easily. And that's actually a bomb invested there from Sue. Not really sure what the long-term investment of that would be, though.
There isn't one. That's just a waste. Unless they're planning on swapping off the Diva. They aren't. Okay, so that makes it even more confusing why they invested it. But overall, it's pretty nice stall out there by the GigaChads. Given at what point they pretty much had lost that fight, the fact they were still able to get it to 60% is still pretty good. Now we have Silence with the ultimate, but it's the only one the GigaChads have as a mana boost coming in.
Yep, that's the Nano Blade coming in here. That's gonna get that elimination onto Miss there. Both Kirikos, who they are playing Kiriko, so Kiriko is available in this scrim, despite them not being available in comp. Both Kitsune Gaidus. I'm new to the hero. I forget what the name of the ult is, but I'm just gonna call it Kitsune. Lots of damage can come out from those Kirikos, but that's a pulse moment to Grizzly. And that's going to halt the progress of GigaChads here for a moment as they kind of tee off. Kitsune Rush, okay. Yeah, Kitsune Rush is ready. That blade coming in big. The beat is keeping them up here, but they're at the side of GigaChads slowly taking this fight away. They do need to get this point over. And they do.
Yep. Not second too late.
They almost did.
Yep. Yeah, they did just in time. Nice engage. Nice use of those ultimates. But it's still going to be pretty tough. Only one fight needed for Too Easy Glacial to win this point. Zama!
Yeah, both Kitsune Rushes up are out on the floor here. Looking like Hanamura right now, but that's a lot of very quick, of course, movement speed, your attack speed, sorry, your reload speed, and your... No, sorry, yes. I'm new to the hero. I'm catching up, but it's
new to the hero. Don't worry.
Increased movement, increased attack speed, increased cooldown. Sorry, decreased cooldown. Basically, everything's fast.
Is that all it does? Wow.
Well, you say that, right? But wait until you see a Bastion in configuration form with that speed. Or how fast a Reinhardt can swing. Or a soldier visoring. There is a lot of combinations with that ultimate that are coming up. Very fun to watch. But yeah, it looks like we are going to get a Rhinoff here in the inside map of Lijiang. What do you think about these compositions?
I mean, it's pretty similar to what we would see back in Overwatch 1. These are essentially the exact same comps typically seen, just minus the Junkrat. Which is odd because Junkrat is better now than he was in Overwatch 1.
Yeah, I believe the projectile size was increased for Junkrat.
Which is a much needed buff, because if there's one problem that Junkrat's always had was they can't hit anything. Well, I mean, like, most of his damage would come from his throwing mines as opposed to them actually hitting something with his gun.
Yeah, I mean, the mines are always the follow-up, right? And yeah, I think maybe these teams here kind of sticking with what they know, not going for too much of experimentation here.
And, which is what we figured, right? We weren't sure whether these teams were going to stick with their own meta or follow along what's been established by Overwatch League.
Yeah.
As a meeting here in the middle.
Oh, swinging in, yeah, Llama going to get the better of Sue there. Just had that better aggression, pushing in now deep. Too Easy Glacial. are winning this fight out. What the difference is, they actually have the Reaper. It's a little bit more neutral damage than the Symmetra. The Symmetra needs to get to that level 3 beam. So if Too Easy Glacial play at a faster pace, then Grizzly can't get to that level 3 fast enough.
Yep. And as we saw in that pre-lobby game, Carve getting the snipe onto Rage. Nice little snipe. Nice wall. Oh, Sue barely able to get out of that one.
Yeah, may no longer be able to freeze you with primary fire, but can still wall you off, and that's pretty much the main utilization in this kind of composition. Dutch Bagel again finding that differential on the Baptiste here, and so far this series is going pretty much how it was predicted to. But hold on, Silence with the turnaround. GigaChads coming in with the Symmetra wall now. Blocked by this blizzard though from Carve, kind of crushing their hopes and dreams here, but GigaChads are still getting together here in a group, pushing forward. Silence finding the differential into Carve there is going to give them that confidence boost as well moving forward. But there's the Blossom. Mortality Field comes up, but it's not going to be enough. The Baptiste is going to go down. Kipsas, though, will be brought down by the hammer of justice from Sue. Shatter ready from both Rhines here. What will get the value? Llama comes out with nothing. The counter Shatter from Sue still ready. Is going to bring it out and will find Llama. But Sue is going to go down immediately to Carve. I think GigaChads have the advantage here as they've switched over the point also.
And that was just a really extended fight. Classic caster curse moment there from Geo. Second, he tried to talk about how the series is supposed to be going. It immediately flips on its head. That's just the power that we possess.
It is classic, yeah. That's that Amp Field coming up here. Blizzard. The window open. Blizzard as well to stop them. It was just kind of a chuck Blizzard there, just chucked out there. Didn't quite find too much on this kind of rotation here from Too Easy Glacial. They're finding a lot of value going in deep. Dutch Bagel, again, is the one that's going to get the credit there for that elimination onto Sue. Now Too Easy Glacial pushing forward here. Can't be spending too much time in this fight, though, because the Symmetra is going to get a lot more damage here, especially if that wall up keeps us still finding Silence. No more wall available here for the side of GigaChads. But Sue has returned, swinging in deep. Big blizzard, though, from Carve. That's pretty much going to secure this fight. The elimination, the follow-up isn't too quick, though, although they are finding those eliminations, switching that point back over into their control.
Yeah, I mean, Too Easy are just playing these fights so much better right now. But like that initial blizzard that came out from Silence was just really confusing. It seemed like they were trying to block off one way and force Too Easy to go up that staircase, but then didn't try and engage them on that staircase. Oh, Llama! Oh, sneaky Reinhardt is the most dangerous one.
Yeah, Llama's getting away with a lot of murder here, but so is Kipsus with that Blossom, and that's going to be 2-0. But it's a scrim, so we will be playing all the way here in Lijiang.
We were so distracted by the sneaky Reinhardt that we actually just didn't even notice the Reaper just ulting in the backline.
Yeah. I want to see more experimentation in comps. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the game's just out, officially. No more betas. You really do want to see a bit more variance in, what these teams are playing. I know we did see Kiriko on the first map there, but just to default back to the brawl on a second point, a little disappointing. You do want to try and see a bit more experimentation. These teams while everyone's still learning. Because anything that you learn and that's good is going to be an advantage that you can take into any future scrims, right? While everyone's still figuring things out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. The earlier you start scrimming, the more you can start deep diving into those VODs if the servers don't delete them.
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Kriko coming out again here, possibly. Rage and Sadnama here, kind of thinking about it. And I don't think we'll see too much in terms of pop-off potential from either of these players on that character. Kind of discussed how it is a high skill floor character, very hard to use those kunai. That's that primary fire that has triple times 3 headshot. So onto the body, not too much damage, but if you do land that headshot, it is very devastating. So can be very lethal, but you do need to be quite skilled with using that projectile.
So I don't know too much about it. Was that not similar to how like Genji fires?
It's not dissimilar, I guess. But yeah, bit of a
Um,
jump here. Dive into the back, not getting too much. Lama needs to back up. A lot of punishment onto them. Now playing the Sombra on both sides. Of course, how Sombra works now is when they get that hack, they get a damage boost, and it's not a full silence for a while. That's going to actually take Sue down. Now the rest of the team falling to Easy Glacial, taking this first fight here on Gardens with this Genji Sombra dive.
yeah, one thing I've noticed quite a bit across like the early days of Overwatch 2 and the betas is Genji's a lot stronger just as a solo pick now than he was back in Overwatch 1 with the removal of one of the tanks. He just has a lot more free reign to get all that damage off. You can see Genji's consistently popping off as Karma's
Yeah,
done.
definitely. I'm sure these Genjis try to work towards that demon Genji skin at the end of the battle pass. Dutch Bagel coming up big again, this time with an anti-nade onto Sue is going to be what finishes it up. To Easy Glacial, they are the higher seed here in terms of their SR in Overwatch 1. So this is expected, but I would say GigaChads are doing fairly decent considering.
One thing we do know for sure though is Llama is not one of those boosted tanks.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's a nice
Oh,
hack
nice
followed
hack.
up with the dive. That's good coordination there from the GigaChats. Lamado using that opportunity to primal rage all the way into the back line and muck things up. Carve here with the nano blade is going to find rage there. That Kuriko no longer on the board. Very close to that Kitsune rush. Didn't quite get it though. And that's going to be Sue burst down again. They did switch that point over, but I think Tweezy Glacial just going to take it right back.
Yep. The problem for the GigaChads right now is they're not being able to find, excuse me, any clean team fights or team fight wins to really establish any sort of control on this point. It's just a lot of staggered deaths and not really much good coming from them so far on this map.
Yeah, and to Easy Glacium, they have been quite aggro in their defense here, but they need to watch out for the CMP. It's big. It's going to hit 4 of the 5, but immediately slapped up and countered Pseudo, getting that extra damage buff there from the EMP. Of course, EMP now reducing the max HP, the current HP, and giving those damage boosts. That's going to give GigaChad the point here. But too easy. They have tools for the retake.
Yep. But I mean, that's what that's kind of what I was talking about. That's what GigaChads have been lacking, is that proper engage, and Silence gives it to them as Sue holds and just knocks them out off the map. Couldn't save themselves there. Might get almost got another one there. We'll back off.
Ooh,
Be
yeah.
careful.
Not getting what they wanted from that Kitsune rush, but they are prepping now for a dive. They've been fully scouted though by Silence. So you'd expect GigaChads were expecting this, but Sue in a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, Car following up onto this EMP with the blade beautifully. That's going to be Tuesday Glacial with control of the point now. Pretty dominant display and no overtime anymore at 99%. Is that new? Am I am I
Um,
am I misremembering or
I don't believe you are. No.
huh? You don't get overtime if it's 99% switched over anymore. Odd.
I'm sure there's someone in the chat who can either
Yes,
confirm or correct.
there's people smarter than me, but that does look. I'm not sure if that's a decision or if that is a bug.
Overtime bug. See,
Could be.
I don't know if I can trust Hubert. I don't know. I don't know if he's being serious or if he's just like trying to trick us here.
Yes, generally true trickster. That's
Especially with
what
me.
they are.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll wait for someone else. I'll wait for someone else to say just to confirm. But I think even regardless, that was still pretty dominant display there by Glacial. A decent fight put up by the GigaChads, all things considered. But Glacial, they played pretty well across all 3 points. Not too surprised with that result.
Yes, and we are going off to Rio de Janeiro, as we will be going to Parisio, the new hybrid map of Overwatch 2. Of course, this came out during the second beta, although I played it once during that because I was just cursed. But now, yes, it is part of the full game. And it'll be curious to see how these teams play into this. This choke does seem to be quite hard to penetrate for a while. That's generally what I've observed. Um, I should probably watch more Overwatch League if I want to know what's going on, right?
Yeah, I know, right? It's not like it's kind of our jobs to have some idea of what's going on, right?
Hey, I'll start doing research when I start getting paid.
Yeah, no, I do think you're right. That this does seem like a very kind of, I mean, a lot of hybrid maps kind of, can be that. You have these, especially this one. I mean, look at these high ground positions that the defenders can have, and not too surprising to see the kind of, how can I think of it? Spam,
Yeah,
just
so
building up.
So Sigma, you will see a lot take the place now in those kind of what you'd usually expect a double shield scenario. You now get the single shield. It's quite a controllable shield of Sigma, and of course can still spam with it. So there's a few reasons there why Sigma is the preferred choice. Oh, that's a nice E there from the Sojourn. Of course, that AoE damage around that orb is quite high. See, Silence coming in for a dive has breached this choke a little bit, forcing them back onto that secondary bridge there as they start to take control, set up to push forward. But Carve with a grisly headshot. I'm sorry, I'll say it at least once. Now
I'm
that's
surprised you haven't
going
made some
to.
sort of joke about Carve yet, given he played Genji the entire of the last map.
I've been trying to practice restraint.
That's the one you went for?
I it's been a day. It's been a
Uh-huh.
week. It's been a month.
Okay, Josh confirmed that overtime is bugged. Okay.
Okay.
But there
Well,
you
that's
go.
rough, but
Yeah.
hey ho.
I wish overtime
mean,
wasn't in the game.
you wish overtime wasn't in the game at all.
Oh, I don't like it.
You don't like overtime. That's
Maybe
interesting.
it'd be better with 2CP out of the game.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with this dragon.
Speaking of not being in the
Yes.
game anymore.
Speaking of House of the Dragon, definitely looking Targaryen now. A little bit of pop culture reference, you know how it is. Actually, pushing quite deep here to get this Anna. That might actually cost them heavily, especially now with this monkey on the push here. The Sigma under a lot of trouble. Lama staying alive. This Kutsini rush really working for them here. Holding
Yep.
in, but yet Silence with this blade is going to get the better. Off to Easy Glacial, pushing forward. Lama with the flux, actually looking for a clutch here, but I don't think it'll be too possible. It's a very difficult 2v1. It's an anime fight of the ages here as Sigma is trying to shield dance as much as they can, but eventually it will be GigaChads here with this point.
That right there is close you're going to get to Attack on Titan in Overwatch. Lama trying their best. I mean, did a pretty good job of buying the rest of Glacial time to respawn if you want to try and recontest this point, which looks like they do. Oh, here comes the Transcendence. You gotta touch the point.
Yeah, that transcendence is going to be big there. That's going to allow the defending team to push out here and stop that cap right before it. 2 3/4, I'd say. 3/4, 2/3 is about what they got there, and Carve just absolutely decimating there. Pretty good. Hello, Dan, just vibing. Thank you for the follow, as well as TTV Biggieing, Josh Mack, and King Penguins. Well, King Penguins was from 3 days ago. Who are your guys' favorite team out of the two? I'll let you take that, Nightmare.
Ah, thanks. Yeah, as a quartercaster, it is my job to not take sides,
Uh
to
huh.
play it down the line.
Uh huh.
But I know, Gio, you're quite the emotional of the two of us. I'm sure you in fact have one of your favorite of the two. So you know, you want to try and just want to show it out there.
Well, I am a sucker for an underdog story, and as this point cap comes in, GigaChads are the underdogs in this fight. And I just gotta give my favorite to GigaChads. I'd love to see if they could upset Too Easy Glacial. Although I think the expected outcome is that Too Easy Glacial take this one. But
But
you know
hey,
what?
Gage
I
has
can
they
be
put up a
shocked.
fight here.
Yeah, they are. Scrappy one on point two here as they're being chased all over the place in the streets of Prusio here. Lots of different high grounds, different flanks here on this point, and you can see that leaning into the chaos right now.
Yep. And there's a lot of ultimate stuff. I expect it's going to get a lot more chaotic now in this next fight. One come out.
Ooh,
Nice sleep.
yeah, nice sleep onto the nano blade. That's going to halt it for a moment. Can the follow up be there from Silence? Struggling to get it done. Isn't actually going to find anything. Will get taken out by Sadnama there on that Kariko pick. Not the headshot, but definitely still elimination. Kitsune Rush coming out from the defense here to Sakura, and that's going to turn Llama into basically the fattest tracer you've ever seen with those turrets. I'm surprised there hasn't been any DCs yet. That's honestly a good point. Lots of DCs in my games and with my friend group, but looks like we're being pretty blessed right now. Touch wood.
See, the problem is you cast a curse to it. I was trying to not read that message out.
I
You
touched
don't
wood.
acknowledge it.
Oh, Sooth, the primal rage coming up big here. Angry Monkey coming up very nicely for the attacking team. And they will secure that second point and start to move into third. Sue is really showing himself a very nice Winston player.
Yeah, I mean, based on what they were saying in chat, you didn't feel like they bet on themselves, but maybe they should. They've been playing pretty well so far in this scrim, and done a really good job of keeping GigaChads in on this map as they try and push forward. Trying to get a bit aggressive, maybe too aggressive, or maybe not aggressive enough. The eagle goes down.
Oh, yeah, pushing in here. It's the defense to Glacial playing this multiple angle composition, this ball comp, not too dissimilar from the ball comps of old. And when I say old, I mean like last week.
Hmm.
So
That's
sticking
already
with
so
what they
long ago.
know, and it is working for them with the Rico edition and
Yeah,
Sojourn.
in Sojourn. I mean, who'd have thought that the new characters that they brought in would be really strong? Has that ever happened, right?
I know, right? Okay,
And so,
GigaChat's pushing in here. They have used the overpower there from the Sojourn, getting that alternate fire off early. Silence going to find Dutch Bagel. Carve though finding Grizzly. It's a tough fight here, but I think the defense are holding in. Kitsune Rush is coming out from Sadnama. Not entirely sure where on the board that occurred, but Sue with the Primal Rage again coming up big. And obviously, we're not in 6v6 anymore, 5v5. One elimination is even bigger an opportunity than it used to be, in a way. Uh,
I mean,
now,
that's with maths.
yeah, that's just maths.
A lot of
I'm
maths
not,
this stream.
yeah, I don't like maths, but you know what? Maths exists.
Yeah, it does.
Personally, I gotta say, I love the Rissa rework. Yeah, it's honestly really fun. They took a hero that can get really boring with just placing shields, firing away, occasionally using pull, and they turned it into a really dynamic hero. So I actually think the Rissa rework is my favorite rework.
Oh,
Oh,
silence! No, that's not what you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to do that.
yeah, that's gonna be tough. Now, yeah, Rage actually finding Sadnamet there. Kip says no, using that overcharge is getting that value from that alternate fire. Took out the opposing Sojourn. Tuesday Glacial defending that one at the final hurdle there. Nicely done.
I'm saying not too bad of a push. From the GigaChads there. I know we're still early days, so it's still gonna be so tough to decide like what's a truly like good attack and what isn't.
Mm-hmm.
On these different maps. By the end of like Overwatch, we'd all had our ideas of like what was a really good attack on maps like these. So still early days, still figuring out. But if I had to say, given how semi defender side this map tends to be, I'd say it's a pretty good push.
Mm-hmm.
All things considered.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think it is a good push. Not seen enough Parisi myself to know generally. Oh, it's such a beautiful map. So colorful.
Hmm.
It's like Balamori on steroids. I love it.
Is it, anyone here? Anyone here remember Balamori? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
anyone remember Balamori?
Uh,
It's quite a British TV show as well. Don't know if the Europeans will know Balamori too much.
uh, I mean, no, probably not.
Oh well.
Um, I hope that guys are actually gonna pull that out. They won't, but I hope they do.
Oh, what the Bastion?
Yeah, the Bastion.
I've Bastion's really fun, honestly. I've been playing some Bastion. I would love to see Bastion in this scrim, but yeah, I don't think they're going to go for it.
It was like Blizzard kind of realized that in the way the game works now, you can't really have these low mobility characters as their
Hmm.
home gimmick. Like we talk about the Orisa rework, even change to Bastion where he doesn't just sit around as his main gameplay. Like how they
Yeah.
realized that they need characters to actually be able to move if you want to be, playable.
Yeah, nice, good rush there, utilizing that speed from the Lucio, rotating onto this high ground, using this Orisa to really close this distance. And Orisa can still brawl out in this close range, much more than Sigma can. And yeah, so far working out well. The Sojourn there getting that alternate
Oh my
shot.
god, look at
Yeah,
that.
this is a
The
very
battle
strong
cattle.
rush. But silence has occurred on the battlefield momentarily. Bit of a stalemate. Oh, Sadnoma a little bit in a tough position, but gets out of it pretty fine. Grizzly took an aggressive position there to try and get a good angle, but exposed himself a little bit too much, I'd say. Keeps us on the flank here, doing wonders. I don't think Sue even realizes. Yeah, and as they turn around, yeah, it's pretty much too easy Glacial to take this one.
Yep, really good job there from Kipsus on the
Oh,
oh an
silence
nerf
was
pick.
behind there, yeah.
Yep. Uh, don't know how they heard it. There must have been someone must have made a sound there. Give away his position.
Probably just soldiers probably just saying like, "Oh, I'm too old for this."
That was just that shoulder impression.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard to determine what's his shoulder impression. What's this old man?
I'm too old for this. I'm getting too old for this. Overwatch is dead. Visor ready from silence. Silliness aside, could get a good angle here on the rooftops. A lot of heavy pressure coming out from Tuesday Glacial as you see them spamming onto that core window there. But here
Oh
pops the
no!
visor, the
Oh no!
dragon from Carve tearing through them there. That's going to be a big opener, pretty much securing this fight win here. So going to touch the point here just to delay them momentarily, but that is going to be fight win for Too Easy Glacial.
Man, what's with GigaChads and using your ultimates in the middle of a Hanzo dragon?
Yeah.
It's not the most effective use, I have to say.
Well, to be fair to them, didn't quite. The dragon came out as the visors was coming out, so didn't quite expect it. But here's the defending window here from the Baptiste of Rage, trying to keep this one alive. You see Arissa use that new ultimate of theirs, but no one was in that sphere. No one got stuck. Sue though went for a flux and is going to get taken out of the sky for it. Now rolling onto third to Easy Glacial, they have a big time bank.
I was just thinking, how we're talking about how versatile the tank meta is?
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure Llama's played a different tank every single point.
Huh.
I think they played Zarya, Winston.
Oh.
And there you go, another one.
Yeah.
They're gonna have played every single tank available in game right now by the end of the scrim.
Well, that's good for Glacial. Of course, if you have a tank that can do majority of the tank lineup, then you don't need to have two separate tanks on your roster. Of course, then splitting up the time of Transcendence coming out for the side of GigaChads. Not fighting too much, pardon me. I was up late playing Overwatch 2. That's what that yawn was. Llama with this Roadhog. I was playing a little bit before I got kicked, and joined and then kicked, and then joined and then kicked. Roadhog has been talked about as maybe possibly not being too good in Overwatch 2. Llama so far trying to prove that wrong, has found one elimination on this flank, applying lots of pressure with the scrap gun. Gets a hook, doesn't quite get the follow up onto it though. Glacial are right where they want to be to get this win. Carve with a dragon, gonna come around the side, not gonna get an elimination. Can the follow up though from splitting up the team be there? No, it cannot. It's Sadnonama went a little bit too far soon now. Walking forward with that Zarya. Talked about Zarya possibly being one of the tanks we see the most here, and it does really play into this brawly play style. Of course, very high damage from the Zarya, and that's what we're seeing from Sue.
Yeah, I mean, if we like now more than ever, Zarya's always seem to be a high level of energy, and again in a game now with one less tank available on the team, she can just put out so much damage that just can't be blocked, right? And
Yeah.
so it's not surprising to see the card you picked so often.
Carve seeing into silence his mind there with a recon arrow to the dome. Llama gonna get
100
grabbed up. Oh, Rage actually finding the boop elimination onto the opposing Lucio there, Sadnama. Despite the fact that they're against a team higher ranked than them, it does seem to GigaChads do have a chance here at holding in on Parisio third point and winning, basically, a score here in this series. Although Sue under a lot of pressure, Llama really pushing them forward, but going to go low for it. There's that beat though from the attacking team. Try and keep that fight alive. You see Kipsa's with this ultimate ability looking to get it secured here for some eliminations. Grizzly also, but needs to back up. Is going to get taken out though by Carve. Now Glacial in a great chance here. Kipsas has used that ultimate ability, but it's Carve that's getting all these eliminations here. I don't know if there's time here for a retouch. There might just be that payload very quickly swinging around that corner. Is anyone going to be able to touch? Yes, just in time. And the dragon as well. Not finding any follow-up though. So now Glacial can recontest a dragon of their own now on the point as they swing it past. I think that's not there yet. I think that's 0.1.
Yeah, that's
0.0.1.
That always happens.
Yeah, but Glacial, they are winning this fight out, and that boop is going to actually push it, I think, an inch. But yeah, Glacial are going to now win it in terms of who we score scrim rules, and they will likely get it all the way here as they're fighting. That spawn is quite close here on third point of Parisio, but Glacial will secure it in the end.
Yep, this again a really nice display there by Glacial. They're just they're just firing all cylinders right now, and GigaChads are finding it pretty hard to keep up with it.
Yeah, Glacial You know, we talked about them. They are the big dogs of this scrim. It's a friendly one tonight, as these teams know each other quite well. And you know, like Josh was saying earlier, like I am quite surprised with the performance of GigaChads. They're doing quite well considering the matchup not quite being in their favor.
I mean, we've seen scrims before where there's this kind of gap in terms of skill. So a lot more one-sided than this has been. I think GigaChads can be pretty happy with how they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I think there's a lot they can take from this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Going over to Midtown now. I have another hot take.
Okay, here we go.
Now, this expression isn't coming directly from me, but I liked the expression, so I am going to use it. I think Midtown is the new Kings Row.
Okay.
Now, I know that might be a hot take. Kings Row, very beloved map, played in every scrim. Still in the game, yeah, because I am basically saying Midtown is better than Kings Row. And I know that's a hot take. I think it's a hot take. I just enjoy the map.
Hot take.
Like I like how the first point is laid out with the train choke and the main choke and how you hold it. I really enjoy how it plays. Oh,
it happened.
We actually, so the reason why we've paused right now, we have our first server elimination. Yes. So it might be 2-0 for Glacial, but the server has won.
Yep.
So
yep. Server do better in this scrim than GigaChads there, which is unfortunate.
Hopefully the player gets back in without a massive wait. In the EU region, at least, you know, I think people will still be playing. Maybe there will be a queue. Maybe not. I think the current update is that there is not a long queue, and the player, I think, is back in. So, I think we're actually safe there.
Oh wow!
I think the player's back in, but I like Midtown.
Yeah, go back to defending your terrible awful take.
Whoa. Okay. So, okay. First of all, stylistically, New York, very good choice, but also mixing the the future with like the kind of pre-modern feel of New York with the taxis and the old buildings. I think it's a great style, but I do like how the game plays because I really like playing Winston on this map. I won't lie. Winston defense on Midtown kind of slaps. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I like it.
I mean, it's just like you're comparing it to, you know, the staple map of Overwatch.
Yeah, but you know, it's like, what do you want for dinner? I don't know, Kings Row. It's like again and again and again and again. You know what? Sometimes I want to eat Midtown.
So, sometimes you got that's sometimes. You also got Lijiang Tower.
Well, yeah, but
is that not good enough for you, Gio?
Well, there's no new control map, so I can't say there's a new Lijiang Tower, can I?
I mean, you know, you could.
Nepal is better than Lijiang. That's another take of mine. Nepal is better than Lijiang. Midtown.
Okay. I like that. To be fair, I think I'd like any other control map over Lijiang.
Yes.
I think my personal I think I prefer Ilios. I just think it's a nicer looking map. I just like the aesthetic of it, and also I think it's pretty funny with the giant well.
Oh, you like well? Yeah.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah, that must be great. Yeah. Oh, vegetables. Eat your vegetables, folks. Your veggies.
It stops you from having hot takes.
Okay. Look, I am sick of Kings Row. And I'm
wow.
And I'm tired of flitting around it. I'm tired of it Teams
Uh,
only ever practice it. Teams
oh
are
no,
always like, what do we play for hybrid? Oh, I don't know. Let's do King's Row and learn nothing about the other maps. And then they'll play in a tournament where King's Row's not in it, and they won't know what to bloody do.
wow! All these scrims that you've casted. We talk about going to scrims row, you know, and all the excitement that comes with it. All the a pretense, all a lie.
Yeah.
You were waiting for Overwatch
Yeah.
2 to come out to reveal.
Yeah.
You monster.
The best thing the devil ever did was convince you didn't exist. I hate King's Row. I hate
I
it.
knew something was wrong when you flamed half the tanks in Overwatch. I knew something was up.
Oh
You're not
my
the real
lord.
Geo. You're Oig, aren't you?
It's been the whole time. Yeah, Geo used Oig as a defense once they knew how to get lime green hair. Uh,
Oh, is this all because you were forced to get lime green hair that you're now voicing your these long held
we'll find out. We'll find out. But this is a very aggressive defense here. In fact, it's actually working out, which is surprisingly silence even
opinions,
on this
shattering the
bastion.
community's image of Geo.
Yep, the community's image of me shattered. But Llama here on the Zarya leading their team here to a good victory. But configuration mode coming around the corner, using that protection Suzu from Kiriko there gives them brief immortality and cleanses them of the bad juju. Su pushing forward, and that aggressive defense, it works for a time, but it doesn't seem to have went the full way for them.
Yeah, that's the problem with that aggressive defense is the second you lose, it's really hard to come back. And you're kind of seeing it hit. Oh, actually, they're just on the cusp. You're
Ooh.
gonna be able to recontest.
Yeah, and that
He's on the
hack onto
side.
the Bastion could cause some issue. The protection Suzu again coming up big there. Very nice from Mist. Su again, the Zarya high charge here. Once the Zarya gets to that 70 charge level, it's a lot of damage coming out. That's what I was saying. I think Zarya is the brawl character right now. More so than even Rhine, which does break my heart a little to say. But it
Man,
is the way it is.
you're full of these opinions today.
I think it's true. Zarya outputs so much damage that, with the readjusted Rhine shield, it's really not enough to keep yourself alive.
I mean, I actually kind of agree on that one. I do think Zarya is going to be a
Oh,
lot more popular.
Graviton Surge came out there. Didn't quite get too much, but the follow up is slow but eventual. Is going to finish off there the attacking team, holding in on a nice defense there.
Yep. Again, actually, no, just what we're talking about. Zarya, Llama, pushing to the Zarya, doing pretty well. Gets the
Mm-hmm.
turnaround there, and slows down the momentum. But Sue and Silence both have their ults, and that could be a very dangerous combo in of itself. See what they can do with it.
Yeah, kind of teeing off here, preparing for it. Gets hacked up. That's gonna ruin this combo. They're looking for this Bastion ult into the Grav. Here it comes. It could be big. The beat comes out. Will be enough to hold the damage. It's a lot of damage coming out, but the follow up not quite there. In fact, the Bastion is going to get taken out there by that Sombra. Trying to get that combo was a nice attempt, but with that Sombra in the back line with Kipsas, it's a little bit too difficult. Especially now, Llama, high charge, coming back on the retake soon, needs to back up, but is going to get taken out.
Yeah, it was a nice attempt. The problem was that fight was entirely predictable for the side of GigaChads, and they were caught out. Carve able to get the jump on to Silence before the Bastion could really make any use of that ultimate. And I see Silence stopping onto the Genji himself. We'll have to see if they can get going on that pick.
Oh, Gibbs is going to have to back up here despite the fact that they're clearly looking for EMP. Here it is. It's fairly decent. Gets free of the members and Carve with a single strike is going to cleave through them. See, I shocked you, didn't I? I didn't go for Carve. I went for cleave. I've stunned him. I've stunned Nightmare. He's stunned out of being able to talk. Llama going for a sneaky Graviton Surge. But the team's going the wrong way for you, Llama. And oh no! Went for one to predict it. Got absolutely nothing. Llama now looking like the class clown. The Kitsune Rush coming out from the attacking team. The Nano is going to be applied onto Llama to keep them alive here on the Carve. I think it was actually meant for Carve the Nano, but despite not having that Nano Blade, the Blade neutral will get lots of value, and the defense are going to hold in.
Yep. Be prepared to see that a lot in future scrims. Just Genji all over the kill feed. This is something that you're gonna have to accept. There's not. I mean, nowadays this really is not that much you can do about it. Especially with the forever combo with the Ana ult, it's just too strong.
Oh,
and there's not enough health to block it all. Grizzly.
Grizzly into the Graviton Surge. Zarya going to absolutely decapitate them using that ultimate ability to get that alternate fire up, that railgun shot, just beaming right through the skull. That's going to allow now a push here for the side of GigaChads here. 15 seconds on the board. It's do or die in this fight if they want to continue this. Silence with the blade is the core ultimate coming up. Kipsa's looking to build this EMP on the other side, though. Here comes the blade pulled out of the sheath. Going to find Kipsa's. A brilliant pick. Gets slapped into the bushes, though. I know.
So it's the pick of the curve.
Oh no, that was a disaster. The sleep came out, but they really messed that up, and the point is secured.
Yeah, that was horrendous on the side of Glacial. I'm not entirely sure how they messed that up. But it has now opened the door, quite literally, for GigaChads to make a push through onto this third point.
Yeah, into this Grand Central Station. You might remember it from Madagascar.
Real life.
Or real life, but I always think of it as Madagascar. Yeah.
That's the time Rush. I've actually seen it.
Rush coming out here, and the EMP from the defense. Nice aggressive defensive style here, and the Graviton Surge coming out. That is a lot of ultimates, a lot of big ultimates coming out from the defense. They are going to be able to win this fight out, though, which is what they're going to need. But if they start to lose members, then they're going to need to invest even more into this fight, which would be bad for them. Kitsune Rush coming out from the attacking team. Not sure how much it was even needed, but the follow-up is there. The Kitsune Rush not quite well placed there, but nonetheless is going to get some value. Carve coming out with the blade. Nano available from Dutch Bagel. I imagine the Nano blade. Yeah, blade versus blade, but one will have the Nano. Carve comes out, and it's going to be big into the backline, but the anti-nade there is huge. Meanwhile, Silence without the Nano has came up huge now for GigaChads, living up to the name of the team. The beat, though, from Glacial, trying to keep them alive here. They've been completely grabbed up. They're turning this completely around. They might secure this third point as the overtime has been ticked. Apparently, Nightmare doesn't like it, but it is here. Now the defense looking to come out here, but yeah, they've lost their Ana. That's that core healing gone. Carve trying to keep it alive as the Genji doesn't have enough deflect though in this world to stay alive. The Monkey of Llama coming back, trying to keep it up, but the health pool is falling here. Glacial aren't able to hold in. GigaChads looking like they're going to get this third point, and they do in the midtown.
Wow, that was really well played there by the GigaChads. And Sue and Silence have been playing this whole series so well. And you know, we're talking about comparing the two Genji blades. You thought the one with the Ana boost was gonna have the advantage, and you know, they were supposed to in theory, but in execution, they just got absolutely walled. Just could not get anything on the other side. Silence just cutting through the backline and giving GigaChads the chance to possibly take a map in this series.
Yeah, that was a great showing there from GigaChad. Honestly, I've been really impressed with how GigaChad have been playing for considering the matchup today. So that bodes well, very well for GigaChads moving into Overwatch 2 and thinking about joining tournaments. There'll be plenty more content around the community as well. Once the servers settle down, of course. But
Yep.
now we'll see what GigaChads can do on their defense here.
Yep, we'll have to see. It looks pretty similar to what they were doing on their offense. I'm not gonna lie. But hey, you know what? That worked pretty well for them. I really wonder if they're gonna go and try and go for a more aggressive hold like what Glacial went with, or if they're gonna try and just play back, try and absorb pressure before going in for the fight. And given the Winston, our team looks like they're gonna have a lot of pressure to have to absorb. Llama goes in right off the bat.
Yeah, you have to be careful when you play that far forward. That's what I'm talking about. These two chokes, Lama going to get some damage done to them. Actually, the Kitsune it's not the Kitsune, the Kiriko of the side of GigaChat's going to get the better of Sadnama, who is on the back foot. In fact, his entire team's on the back foot, almost as aggressive as their counterparts. GigaChat's looking good here already on the defense.
Yep, they just absorbed all the pressure that Glacial came in with, and then immediately just rebounded and just sent them packing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a nice first hold there inside GigaChads.
Yeah, but they do smell something awry in the main choke. They have backed up. You don't want to get too caught out on this forward plinth. So walking forward
Oh,
now through this choke.
are you getting baited?
Yeah, the
Oh, Llama.
dive comes up, but Llama is going to be getting all of the credit. Carve coming in as well, but very nicely executed there from the attacking team. A nice clean engage there is going to pretty much secure them this first point.
Yeah, I saying ended up getting baited by the engage. Was not expecting the Winston to come in from behind. Went in through that train and ended up getting destroyed by flank.
Yeah, and Lama continuing to keep up this pressure here on the Winston. It is looking pretty good here for the attack of Glacial, who do have this nano ready if they wish to utilize it in the engage here. As they're just kind of poking and prodding and waiting, but of course, Blade is ready from Carve, and that's likely to be where the nano is going to be invested. They don't need it as of right now. Kips us with that headshot, using that railgun right to the dome of Mist. Now, GigaChads really needs to come up big here on their defense. They also have their own nano, but they're not quite at this blade yet. Kipsa's been taken out by Silence. That's an opportunity. In fact, yeah, that will give the blade. Now the nano coming out onto Silence here. Not getting as much as they may have wanted. Meanwhile, Llama and Carve, with their ultimates pulled, both getting elimination apiece. Llama utilizing the tech of the Primal Rage very well there. It's a diva from Sue now, and that's a lot of shotgun damage right to the Winston, who does need to play around a little bit more carefully so they don't get burst down by the damage output by the diva there. Continuing this push, the Kitsune rush coming out from both sides here, as they're going to have their speeds increase in many ways, but that's an attempted free mech. Isn't going to get anything as they are eliminated by Llama and GigaChads. It's a valiant attempt here, but the second point will be secured for Glacial.
Yep, and now it's gonna be a tough ask for GigaChads to try and hold this 4.5 minutes, for them to try and hold this third point. I think would be a tough ask in any case. Even an even matchup would be a tough ask, but we'll see what they can do. As Silence gets picked off immediately. Not the best start.
Not the best start for GigaChads indeed, but a very nice opening for Too Easy Glacial as they continue to advance this payload round this corner, the second last corner of third point. There needs to be something that comes up big, but Dutch Bagel with this nano, likely waiting for the blade from Carve. Meanwhile, on the other side, not quite at their nano nor their blade yet. Holding in on this attack, Carve actually getting the value against Rage very early, as well as Llama might not even need to utilize the nano yet, which would be big. In fact, I don't think there's possibly even a retouch here. They might just in time, but it is going to be very scuffed here for the defending team, who do just touch, but the Nano Blade comes out, and that's going to secure it. It's a big time bank from Too Easy Glacial.
Yep, and like I said, it was always going to be a tough ask for GigaChads to try and hold that. And it seems like every time we see a good attack coming in from the GigaChads, Glacial come in, it's like, here's an actual good attack, and they just sweep them aside. You know, I mean, coming in with around 3 minutes left in that time bank, I think. That's a pretty good attack, you have to say.
Yeah.
Credit where it's due.
Yeah, I think GigaChads really showed their strength there on the attack of Midtown. Of course, against the attack of Glacial, not so much, but that is expected. So it's a win-win for GigaChads, right? They're already getting a W by surviving at the rate that they are. But if they're able to get even a point in this series, now that is a big W.
Yeah, no, you're right. But look, from this perspective, it's looking pretty tough. It seems like every time GigaChads think they have an answer, Glacial changes the question. And it really seems like GigaChads, they're struggling to adapt. I think it's a lot down to just the flexibility of them on main tank. Or, well, I say main tank, only tank now these days. Because it allows Glacial to constantly change up what their strategy is. And as well as Sue's been playing, just does not have that same versatility to try and respond to what Llama and Glacial are doing. And I think that's kind of been a really key factor in how this has gone.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll be moving on now to some push. We'll be going to New Queen Street for some push. The first Canadian map, and immediate pause.
I like Canada.
2CP shoot is gone. We don't need to worry about it. Whether you liked it or more likely you didn't, it is not available anymore in Overwatch 2. So we haven't seen payload yet, but we're now seeing push. How much do you know about push and the strategies that go into it?
Well, I do remember during our Overwatch 2 tournament and a lot during the beta, Winston was quite popular.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not too sure how much has really changed. Again, maybe you still kind of see Zarya as a more viable option. But I do think Winston has been a pretty effective, and we've already seen it's Winston's still a pretty strong pick.
Yeah.
But hard to see what they decide to go with as maybe Doomfist and maybe Junker Queen. Well, who knows? Actually, now I remember. Actually, during the tournament we had when Junker Queen just come out, she was all over the place, and it wasn't even just a case of she's a new character, let's try her out. It was that Junker Queen was really good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's been nerfs since then. Of course, the timeline of the jolts in Overwatch League. Now, pushing forward, Dutch Bagel now taking up the position of tank on Glacial, with Llama picking up Kariko. Now, Junker Queen, not as good as she was, but still decent in those brawl scenarios, is going to actually take out Sue. It will be Sadnama there getting that credit. A bit of a back and forth here, but the robot is moving in favor of Glacial.
yep, nice good start here. Maybe Guta is not quite expecting the change up on the side of Glacial, and maybe getting a bit caught off guard by it. You see, as Sue gets slept as soon as he tries to go in, and will just go down. That's your solo queue Doomfist right there. Just goes in, dies, and refuses to elaborate.
Rip. Yeah, it certainly seems like this Junker Queen dive is working out. It's a little bit more on the brawl side. It's obviously a hybrid composition with brawl and dive characters here. As Dutch Bagel kind of holding this front line with the commanding shout, Sue switching over is not going to get what they want done here. Dutch Bagel does seem to be holding down this front line. Meanwhile, Carve is just going ham with the Genji. Oh,
Oh, that's not
oh,
on. That's not on.
that's out of pocket. That's out of
Friendly
pocket.
scrim.
Oh
Oh, if
boy.
Silence doesn't get a pick in the first, you know. Were they already on Widow and they just didn't do anything?
Oh, Carve though. Gonna get the nano, gonna pull the blade out, not gonna get too much with it. Now he's hunting down Rajaya. And not going to get it. But it's a back and forth here. But I think Glacial, they're looking to completely dominate this push map right now.
No, they're not just looking to, they're doing it.
Mm.
GigaChads have not been able to get anything going so far on this map. But maybe Fortune starting to turn around, just like this robot as it runs back to the middle of the map.
Yes. And
And we see GigaChads just escorting them because he he gets lost sometimes.
he does get lost. This will mean that Glacial do have their forward spawns here and they will be ready at this checkpoint. With this Junker Queen ultimate, which of course can get a lot of value, but the EMP, that's going to get even more value right now. In fact, the follow up actually not quite there. Sad Namit, though, will have that follow up. The Kitsune Rush coming out big for the side of Glacial here. You see Grizzly trying to get something done on the Sombra, but struggling as the support is there.
Yep, you hate to see it. You hate to see a nice EMP get absolutely nothing because of complete lack of follow up on it. Really felt like that was the fight for the GigaChads, but fortunately nothing came from it, and it ended up just being a wasted ult.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but now Silence looking to get something done with the Widow, and they do. That's going to be Sadnama taking out the head. Elimination of the support is going to be rough there for Glacial pushing forward. They're getting some eliminations on the reverse here, but I don't think it's going to be enough to continue a solid push. GigaChads are going to be taking it back to the middle.
Yep, I'd say this robot is getting this exercise right now. We'll see the fight looks breaking out here. Sue.
Ooh.
Almost went down there.
Yeah, I believe triggering that ultimate there, but here comes Crave with one of their own, the Blade, trying to get the value. Oh, was taken right to the Widowmaker, but did not find either of them. And yeah, Carve has at least distracted them long enough for the rest of the team to win that fight out. And we're still with a heavy, good time bank, have pushed all the way to the end here, looking to secure this map nice and early still as they continue to pressure this point here. Sue coming out swinging, trying to get something done on this Junker Queen. It's the EMP that's going to come up big. The follow up onto Lama there, the Kariko going to get eliminated quite quickly there. Dutch Bagel coming back with the Junker Queen, trying to get something done with that commanding shout. Will take Sue down. Silence, though, finding Sad Nama. And while this is very back and forth and chaotic, I do think this is continuing to go the way of GigaChads here, whose spawn is just right there.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been the main factor that's been keeping them in this map is just those respawns right in front of the objective. You know, guys, so they're winning a lot of these fights, but they're finding it really hard to just put that final nail in the coffin on this map as they'll meet up again here in the middle of the map. Let's see, keep an eye on Silence there in the back. Does have the ultimate. See what they can do with it.
Yeah, Silence looking for a pulse bomb here, likely in this fight to try and keep the team alive. Goes for it, and will get the follow up onto the Anna there. Nicely done, Dutch Bagel though onto Rage, going to equalize, and Carve continuing to be an absolute menace to society, to the GigaChad society. Carve sticking in this one, Llama staying alive as well. The Kariko now pushing that robot back all the way to the end.
Yep. And this kind of been the similar. This kind of just been rinse and repeat. It's just in the story of this map. Oh, and there's the story of the game.
Oh,
There's the story of the
it
game
is.
right there.
Hey.
Well, you know what, Gio? We didn't have any problems with players disconnecting. The problem happens when our spectator disconnects.
Yes, that in itself is a bit.
Didn't touch one for.
Well,
for that one.
Well, you know what? Considering that we got 3 good matches there without a DC during it, I think that's a dub. I think we're going to try and get back in. We are in the final half hour of the scrim. We are going to see what position in the queue our observer gets. Now, this is the most real experience of Overwatch 2 right now. Waiting to see where in the queue we are.
Yep.
And that will basically decide if we're coming back into this or not. Okay,
400.
we are placed 400 in the queue, which means we will probably get back in. 400 is kind of decent. Like, I've been sat in queues of 40,000. 400, that's none. We're good. We'll get back in.
What's the longest queue you've ever had to be in for a game?
For any game?
Yeah, for any game.
Oh. I don't know. I think Overwatch 2.
Really?
Yeah, I sat in a queue for an hour.
Oof.
Last night. And then at the end of it, guess what? I got disconnected.
That's the Overwatch 2 experience right there.
Yeah. Which was rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still in the queue right now. Obviously, the players playing is what's more important than the broadcast, so they might not have paused and might have just continued playing.
Yeah.
Which
they
is,
might not even notice that we're gone. You
know? Which is, of course, fair enough. Our position in the queue has not yet moved. That is a concerning thing. Now we're starting to think, okay, are we going to get disconnected or something? But we will keep our eyes on that queue. I feel like I'm truly casting the experience that we've all had with Overwatch 2 so far.
Yep. I mean, it's just a queue. Like, it's just a queue. That's all it is. That's all Overwatch 2 is. That's all it's going to be for at least the next few days. You're just gonna have to deal with it. There's nothing you can do. You could play a good game. That's a solution. You know, you could play like literally anything else. There's an idea, but you know.
But all right, okay. Now we have this pause. I guess we can kind of talk. We can talk a bit. So we're going to see. We're going to give it 2 minutes, and then if not, we'll probably head out. But overall, if you guys are listening in chat, what is your overall opinion of Overwatch 2 compared to Overwatch 1? How are we feeling right now? I suppose while we wait for chat to respond, Nightmare, what are you feeling with what we've seen?
From what we've seen, it feels a lot more interesting. It does. I mean, I know it's you know, a new game, and it feels a lot fresher. You know, because with how long Overwatch went without any, you know, updates or anything like that, it got stale very quickly because everyone had these set ways of playing. On every map. There was this meta that you just had to play, otherwise you're gonna really struggle on these maps. And that's kind of just the way it was for a while. And now that Overwatch 2 is out, the meta's all changed. It feels like there's a lot more characters that you can pick and aren't just gonna troll. And it's just all the way, and it feels a lot fresher, and it's a lot more fun to watch, to play, all that good stuff. So, for now, I'm very optimistic with how it's gonna go. Once the inevitable launch issues, which we all knew were gonna happen, once those are fixed, which is hopefully soon, I think it's gonna be, we're gonna have a really good time playing it.
Yeah, and I'm in the same boat. I think it's more entertaining. Honestly, I said it earlier, and I wasn't even joking. The losses I had in comp as tank were more enjoyable as the wins I had in Overwatch 1. Because Overwatch 1 felt like such a chore to be a tank, whereas Overwatch 2, sure, there's more pressure on you as an individual, but it's funner, it's more dynamic in a way. That's why I feel it. And when it comes to the battle pass, like, they need to make money, right? Maybe I don't like exactly how much money some of the skins cost, and maybe I have realized that you don't really earn back Overwatch coins with the battle pass. So if you complete the battle pass, you won't have enough to get the next battle pass, so you will need to buy battle passes. I'm not a big fan of that. I always think if there's a battle pass, that if the person completes it, they should earn enough to then get the next battle pass. But I'm a player, not a Activision executive, so that's why that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's why you want it to be nice and not just a money grab.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I don't like battle passes. They're just one of the worst things that has been added to gaming in quite some time. They're just
wow.
They are. Come on,
take. That's a strong take.
Come on, they are. You're hiding, a lot behind a paywall, and I mean, like you said, okay, Overwatch 2, it's a free game. Okay, I can accept that. The problem is, loads of games that aren't free are also running battle passes. That's where I start drawing the line.
Oh,
if you're already making me pay €60 to play your game, you cannot then charge me more to try and get other content in the game. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And we're back into the actual game now, and they must have heard me ranting, or must have heard my hot take. We're on King's Row.
Yep. You can't escape it. Run from it. You got it. You can't escape it.
The inescapable. Okay, this is not a hot take.
This is the new Midtown.
Okay, what was this not a hot take? This map looks worse in the day than it does at night. Bring back the night.
I don't like some of the changes today.
Yeah.
I like some of the maps better on night.
Grizzly with an early pick. In fact, there's been some switches in the roles for Glacial here, but that's a nice start to the attack here for the side of GigaChads pushing in here. But actually, it's going to be held in here by Glacial. Very aggressive push there by Carve, who's now playing the tank, giving an opportunity for the retake. But that's an anti-nade. That's going to be tough, but Silence going to get the better of Dutch Bagel, who's now on the Genji. And a little bit chaotic. Llama unable to hit a stationary target, but that's, we talked about the high skill floor of Rico, so.
Yeah, when you're talking about the high skill floor, we talk about being able to hit a stationary target as opposed to anything else. That's the most difficult thing about her, because you expect people to move, right? So when you just don't, it's really off-putting. You told you.
Yeah. Silence going to get Kipsas here. This is a very good time bank for GigaChads to turn around charge, but the protection Suzu, I believe, actually helping in that one. Well, doesn't cleanse it of the charge, but will make it.
They're not pushing for the objective.
Oh yeah.
they're all just dancing around on that road, while the objective is just still sitting back at the start.
If they were true GigaChads, they would all be on the point together.
Yep. I mean, this is pretty. Oh, never mind. I thought she was gonna wait up there for them to come around the corner and then jump down and shatter them. But no, instead went for the safe play and dropped down and decided to do their job.
Whoa! That
Oh,
was not a
silence.
safe play, but actually the follow-up from Silence is going to make it all worth it. Huge blade there coming out from the side of GigaChads, and Glacial might be regretting some of these role swaps. And oh, there's the return. We saw it on Queen
Can you
Street.
do that when you're 4-0 down?
I think if it's happened to you, you can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
sneak
wait,
shatter.
wait, is Sue gonna do it now? You gonna wait?
I mean, usually you see Sneak Shatter on the defense, but oh, that's that rain walk completely by,
Oh,
and
just
that's a Goomba stomp onto the Anna. An absolute execution from that Sneak Shatter there from Sue. That was hilarious.
It's like they could have gone for a multi-man shot. No, they just wanted to kill the Anna. The only goal of that shatter, and they won from it. You can't knock it. It worked. But my God, just the absolute slam dunk from that right now. You love
Oh,
to see it.
anti-nade onto Sue is going to allow Carve to just swing away.
Yep. Seeing the
Oh,
easy coming out in chat. Oh boy.
yeah. Just a reminder, folks, these teams know each other, so this is friendly.
Yeah. Wait, we lost.
Hilarious.
Oh
Hilarious.
man.
Pushing forward with this dragon, but now the dragon blade coming out from Dutch Bagel. Let's see if they're able to come up as big as we've seen Carve do. And actually, surprisingly, yeah, they are doing quite well. Not to be surprised, but
Okay, now this is where you type easy in ultra. But I like how Llama immediately followed up with the easy as well. Like Llama knew that they lost that fight, but saw you know, Eagle going in on it. I was like, I'm backing you up.
Now on the defense here, they do have this Kutsuni rush if they wish to use it, but so does Rejaya on the attack. Here comes Silence with a blade, but they've avoided it pretty well apart from that. Blade in charge now is Shatter. Turning around, Silence, gonna get stunned up. Eliminated. That Kutsuni rush now on the attacking team now, going to give that Reinhardt a lot of attacks per second there. Absolutely going wild.
And they might actually get this all the way. If he's actually able to contest it, Tracer. No, not Tracer. No, I thought Tracer. The silhouette looked like. Oh, wait. No, I'm just getting confused. The character model looks similar from.
Grizzly? I'm not
Oh
entirely
no.
sure what happened there, but that could have been a roll
Oh
off
wait,
of
the point. Carve.
No!
Carve. Carve.
No way.
There
Believe
you
it
go,
or not,
Geo.
that's the third C9 I've seen in Overwatch 2. But the first one I've casted.
Yep. That's the first. That's the first one in an official release Overwatch 2 scrim. It's there. Huh? You can't escape it. It's always gonna follow you around. That's incredible. That's what happens when you swap your main tank for the third time in a swim.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I was
you can literally
expecting.
see. I was gonna say because you can see now, Llama is like, okay, give me that back.
Yeah.
Takes the keyboard off of Carve.
Yeah, that's probably a good choice.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I was expecting to see some maybe rule swaps from Glacial. Obviously, they're the higher seed here. I'm not sure by exactly how much SR in terms of Overwatch 1 SR, but I think one is Masters or one is Diamond, so it's roughly that kind of separation.
It's not that big. Well,
Well,
okay,
depends
maybe if
where in
one's on the high
Masters.
end of yeah, if one's on the high end of Masters and the low end of Diamond, then yeah, it's a
Oh,
pretty big gap, but.
Anthony onto Llama. Sorry, onto Sue is going to force Sue back there as Llama pushes forward here. steadily with the shield. Got this Lucio boost here. That's a big sleep into the back. Grizzly going to get taken out for that one. That's an opportunity now for Glacial on the attack as they push forward. That protection Suzu onto Su. Not going to help them though, as if someone get eliminated in the end there. That protection Suzu only up for like less than a second, I think.
Yep. And, Glacial, the immediate increase in quality now that Llama's back onto the main tank. Really paying off now as they just immediately take that first point. And unlike GigaChads, not going to make the mistake of dancing around while the objective sat at its spawn. So already making up some time there on GigaChads.
Yep, they're going to push up. Sue is typing in the middle of the street, but
Nice.
well now push forward. Or they were doing their laundry. What do I know? Kips is going to find Rage. That's going to allow Glacial with this push to countercharge into each other. That unmovable object beats the unstoppable force. And again, it does, but another sleep comes up. That's a nano there. Bit funny there. In fact, the sleep. Oh! Sue! The tank diff onto Llama in King's Row on Rhine of all things.
You love to see it.
Yeah, that's
And
really
actually, maybe
David versus Goliath.
Off that game, that's actually we take the control of the point here.
Yeah. 420 they've held in now.
Oh. Overwatch 2 moment.
I think, was that maybe Llama that was disconnected then, if the lobby went weird? I'm not sure. I feel like I keep leaning further and further back in my chair every time you cut to me. I'm like further down. I'm like,
the more DCs they are, the more Geo is DCing from his chair.
Yes, DC down, but that's unfortunate. We'll get an update soon on if we are able to continue this. Hopefully, we are, because it's entertaining. At the least.
Yeah,
these teams. Go ahead.
This map's already been pretty entertaining. We've had some good moments here. We'll have to see what.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
What's happening? We don't know.
There's an unpause happening. Are we back to full capacity? We are. It was Sadnama that was actually out.
Oh, I was wondering what lobby went like that.
Well, Spectator has.
Oh no!
Okay,
Actually,
we're back.
I was in the flank here though.
Oh, Kitsune Rush coming out for the side of GigaChads. Not going to help them out too much though, as they have lost this fight already. Dutch Bagel on the Genji, showing himself actually pretty capable on the Genji.
Yep. Seen a lot of big Genji plays already this series, so I expect we'll see plenty more as Llama just chilling, just vibing really. Waiting for the team to catch up.
Yeah, Llama with a shatter trying to regain some of what they have maybe lost in ego against the side of GigaChads. There's a massive shatter, but the protection Suzu actually cleansed the stun there. So shatters are even worse in Overwatch 2. Bit of an oof, but hey, GigaChads are falling apart still. So the shatter got value anyway.
Hey, you know what? I think Silence found a nice little spot here. Just waiting and waiting and waiting, and they're going.
There they go. TP'd up there as well was the Kariko. Of course, can TP to allies in a short distance around them. Now, Llama under low pressure. Pseudo going to get taken out for applying that pressure. 401 looks like it is going to be secured here by Glacial, who I believe that will be the end of this matchup here. Are going to take it clean, which of course was the expected outcome. but GigaChads, they did very valiantly, for sure.
Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of how they played. And I think all things considered, they played pretty well. Maybe if there was any sort of criticism that you could have for them, might need to work on that defense. But their attack was pretty good. On a lot of those maps, especially all those hybrid maps. But you know, as I said before, you know, anytime we saw a good attack from the GigaChads, you know, Glacial would come out with a superb attack. So, you know, maybe try and come up with some sort of strategy on how to better defend in Overwatch 2. But other than that, I think they played pretty well. I think there's a lot they can learn by watching the VODs, and you know, I think overall pretty good series.
Yes, if the VODs are available at least, but I guess there's a stream VOD they can watch on the Twitch.
You have to deal with us.
They do have to deal with us and our shenanigans. But hey, you know, decent showing there from GigaChads up against the mighty Glacial. The mighty Glacial, who had some very good players on their team. Of course, mentioning Llama, Carve, you know. You mentioned the entire squad, but they are a pretty stacked team.
Yep.
And it looks like Llama is in the waiting room now for interviews. So we're going to have a little talk with the manager of GigaChads and the player of Too Easy Glacial. Hello. How are you feeling after, I assume, your first Overwatch 2 scrim?
It was our first one, and it feels weird, to be honest. This one especially was a weird one. I don't know if you know, but I know like all of the players in the enemy teams. That was a really fun experience, just scrimming them, especially for the first time. Like that was bad. The first time scrimming Overwatch 2. Like it was kind of fun, and I don't know if you could see, but we were trying out new things that we weren't sure were gonna work. And also, I would like to add that there was an SR difference between those two teams, but Sue, who was the main tank for the other team, came to me and he said he would like a scrim, and I said I would love to have a scrim with a friendly team as our first Overwatch 2 scrim, and I think it actually went a lot better than I thought. It was scuffed because it started very late, but throughout the game it was actually quite it was quite fluent. I think it went a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, despite the gap in SR, I would say the GigaChads showed quite a good showing here, despite the difference in SR. Speaking of, we have Sue in the waiting room for the interview, and we'll bring them in now. Hello, Sue. Welcome in. How are you guys feeling with your performance up against Glacial tonight?
It didn't go as planned, but you know, SR difference. We weren't gonna win. We just wanted the fun.
Yeah,
Scrim.
and trying out new things mostly, like seeing how Overwatch 2 suits us. That's mainly what the purpose was of the scrim, and I think that we did really well, I believe. Also, props to you guys. You guys did way better than I thought you would. Like, you were very coordinated today. I like that.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, despite the fact that it was a 4-0 sweep for Glacial, I did big up GigaChads a lot because you guys had some good showings. Even on Midtown, especially your attack on Midtown was actually pretty decent. You were able to complete that third point as well.
Also, I forced my team to let me on Kiriko. They didn't want to let me, but I just picked it, and they couldn't do anything about it. And then I trolled, but it's fine. we still won the map.
And we noticed how you immediately took back main tank after Carve C9.
Oh yeah, I did immediately take it back. Yeah. I was not impressed by Carve's Reinhardt, I must say. I was not very impressed.
Carve done great.
Yeah, we all flamed him for C9ing there. No, but all in all, it was great fun. Thank you for having us, and thanks for scheduling the scrim, Sue.
Yeah, it was a good one. So were these both your full rosters now for Overwatch 2, or was there some ringers or subs?
Can I go first? For us, it was the full roster, and I actually know that it was 4 players. I think on GigaChads were also roster players, and Misfit was like he was on the team before. He then left the team, and I think he wants to get back into Overwatch right now. I don't really know what the thing is here, but yeah, all the players know each other and have played with each other before.
All right, yeah. Yeah, so speaking, there's going to be a lot of players that have stopped playing Overwatch coming back in to try Overwatch 2. I know for sure my friends list is full of people I've not seen playing the game in months and maybe even over a year now playing it. Well, if they can get in with the
Yeah.
server issues. Honestly, not bad today. We didn't have too many server issues.
It wasn't as bad as I thought. Yeah.
I was expecting it to be a lot worse, but we only had one observer kicked, and I think
Yeah.
someone did a player get kicked at
And-
Midtown
Yeah,
as well.
I did.
Yeah.
So, not too bad. Only 3 DCs across the SCRIM.
Mm-hmm.
That's progress right there.
I must imagine that was a interesting one to cast. Don't even.
It was
wanna imagine.
interesting to say the least. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Some
really
things were
sorry.
said. Some things were said.
Mhm.
Oh God.
Some hot takes were shared.
In fact,
can't
okay,
wait for the
right. Let's ask the players then.
Okay, go on.
What's your guys' opinion on Midtown as a map?
I like it actually because I can force Zarya. I can force my team to let me on Zarya because apparently it's good for Zarya. But my they're not very supportive when it comes to my Zarya gameplay, which I have no idea why that would be.
Yeah, I don't have any idea why either.
I don't know why they would say that, but on Midtown I played it and I think I did amazing. But unfortunately, we weren't able to defend their push, and then I got forced onto Monkey again.
Okay, so
Mhm.
Sue, what do you think of Midtown?
I don't know. I've only played it the once. It seemed okay and was my best map. I like the Zarya aspect. I just don't know what to play defense, as you could see we got rolled.
Okay, but
Fair
do
enough.
you guys think Midtown is the new King's Row?
No, definitely not.
Okay, so that's what Geo thinks.
I said it was a hot take.
That is a very hot take.
I knew it wasn't going to be popular when I said it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old of casting King's Row every single night.
No,
But
no. There's never enough King's Row.
There
mm,
you go, Geo. You can't escape from it. You're not gonna get away from it in Overwatch 2.
Never.
I mean, if I'm back onto playing tank, then I'm sure I'll enjoy King's Row again. So,
I mean, we're both tank players here, so maybe we are a bit biased. So
yeah, that is true. That is true. Need to get some other roles in on this one. But yeah, looking good in Overwatch 2. Thank you for being our first Overwatch 2 official cast. It's not a beta. It was an entertaining one, and I'll let you guys get back to your teams.
thank you so much for having us.
Our
Thank you.
pleasure.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Nightmare. That will end the broadcast today. For those of you wondering, yes, I don't have lime green hair yet or a pink beard. Things
But
take
you
time.
will.
I will. Don't worry. All the milestones are going to be filled up. Like that is a Geo guarantee. Everyone's working on theirs. Some will take a bit. Some will take a while. Some will happen this week. So they'll be arranged. But the milestones.
We need to have a stream where you, Howard, and Crumble are all on screen at the same time. Like that has to happen.
Yes, and Emmy maybe if we can get an Emmy cam with the yellow hair.
Emmy do something as well.
Yeah, yellow hair.
Oh,
Emmy.
Okay. I'm sure. Oh man, I'm sure that's gonna go great.
Yes, and I need to eat Carolina Reaper hot sauce.
Ooh. You have to follow up on your spicy hot takes.
Okay, A51 not sponsored by whatever this brand is, right? But if you want to know how bad this is going to be for me to eat Carolina Reaper hot sauce, I recently had these as a snack while I was drinking, obviously drinking water. But roasted chili pretzels, these were spicy for me.
Oh, he's gonna die.
So I made a mistake. I maybe misjudged what a Carolina Reaper is, and
How could you misjudge it?
I don't know.
It's one of the most famous in the world.
I thought that's one that I know. I'll go for that one. In fact, I was talked out of actually eating a Carolina Reaper pepper itself.
No. Oh no.
I was talked out of it.
Yeah,
So.
whoever talked you out of it, they were right. if those pretzels are too hot for you, actually eating a Carolina Reaper, no way.
The things I do.
You better have some milk on hand when you do that.
I'm gonna have a lot of milk on hand. That's for sure. But yes, that is the end of this broadcast. Thank you to the teams for letting us stream. Thank you to the servers for being kind to us. Thank you to those in the chat and those who followed along the way. We appreciate the support immensely. Thank you, Spag, for producing, and Nightmare for joining me.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
All right. Bugger off and play Overwatch 2. Good night, folks.